So there's this new team I've been using to effectively grind Rengokutsu, who we all know can be a real douchebag. And this team is using 3 4-stars and only 1 5-star. So I thought this was some content I'd want to share with you guys in case you might have these particular pieces of the puzzle so that you can do the same thing. Maybe you're struggling with them like I was for the longest, and then you need a little bit of guidance. Anyways, before we go any further though, I want to give a huge shout out to the Etheria Restart team for sponsoring this video and enabling me to bring it to your awareness. There is one condition for this team to work, and that is you do need Yelli. So if you don't have Yelli, you're going to be in a bit of a pickle here, because from my testing, no other characters have been able to fulfill the performance that Yelli has fulfilled. I will say though, if I didn't refund my lattices on my Chloros, I think he would be the other guy to be able to perform with proper investment. Chloros is one of those people who has a nice debuff that enables him to reduce the damage he receives from the person he puts the debuff on by 25%. This allows him to pop off against Rengokutsu. And if you have anybody else on the team aiding in that survivability, this guy can pop off. In fact, he probably can even run a bloodbath similar to what I do with my Yelli, and then he'll still do considerable damage. That said though, I haven't tested it. I just wanted to throw that in as an alternative for people who may not have Yelli. Now, what's the team looking like? What's the builds on them, and how does it function, Smack? So if you don't have Lily, then you are effectively maidenless. All right, you've played Elden Ring, buddy, you are maidenless. This girl here is a fantastic alternative. However, I will tell you she needs proper investment. If you come and look at mine, you'll notice that she has 12 in all. She's completely decked out, right? This is filled to the brim. Everything is filled to the brim. And that's because she's got a nice investment in lattices in terms of quality. It reduces her skill 2 and skill 3 down to a 3-turn cooldown, right? She's also pretty dang fast. She's got 116 speed. So if you go ahead and fill out her skill 1 and get the speed boot up there, she can achieve some pretty decent speed. I mean, mine's is rocking this for survivability, and we're still sitting at a comfy 276 speed. Pretty dang good. And she's beefy. She's got 33,000 HP pretty much and 2,000 defense pretty much. So she's beefy, right? Good replacement for lilies who usually run high defense to get those beefy shields placed onto your team. Her role is quite simple. She has maximum uptime thanks to 3-turn cooldown here, maximum uptime on vulnerability on the guy. She always lands it most of the time. Even if she doesn't land it, her auto attack can apply it again and increase the duration to a 2-turn duration. This blew my mind when I tried her out, because I didn't realize that not only has vulnerability got maximum uptime, I actually didn't know that her skill procs the increased turn meter 4 times. Right? When I first read this, I was like, okay, a 20% turn meter increase, that's okay. No, it's 20% turn meter increase times 4. And what you'll notice is there is no chance to proc it. It just says each attack deals 70% damage, heals the ally, and then increases their turn meter. There is no there's no effect hit rate or effect chance at all in this game for Nail. So she's a fantastic alternative if you don't have Lily. Long story short, my build on her is to put some speed on her and make sure she's got triple effect accuracy. I think I'm going 1 HP percent bonus just for a little bit more beefiness. She still managed to hit 182% effect, which is good for me, and it works quite well for me as well. So that's her build. The shell I'm using on her is Artisan, same build I would run on Lily, putting speed boot here and as much tankiness as I can to keep her alive, especially because she doesn't have any bloodbath, right? We all know how hard Rengokutsu hits. Because she doesn't have bloodbath, she needs to be extremely beefy. The last thing I want to mention is she's also completely decked, right? So this is the most important thing. Reduce final damage taken by 10%. If you don't have this, then I recommend running Bloodbath. I'm going to tell you right now, sacrifice a little speed, get Bloodbath in there, because Rengo will probably one-tap yours. Now, with that said, the next spotlight character is this girl. My God. This woman I have been sleeping on. So I haven't missed a single day of logging in an Etheria Restart. Not a single day since the game is launched. I just now, with this most recent double up on all the events, built up my Sonia. I now see why Vulcan was slorp-glorping her so hard. This woman is an absolute savage in the healing department. I mean, it's insane. If you run Fort, I'm just gonna call him Fort. If you run this guy with the smirk on his face looking like me, I also got lucky and landed this, which increases the damage of my team when she heals. But if you get this guy on your Sonia and you build her with some healing right here and then speed, she's good to go. I with no regrets took all of her skill 1, skill 2, and skill 3 to the brim. The healing that she does is insane. We've also got incredibly lucky with her in this game to get a number of dupes, and we have the reduced damage taken by another additional 10, to the point where she's so beefy too, right? She's got 46,000 HP. She doesn't need bloodbath either. So these two are the only two on the team that aren't rocking bloodbath, Sonia and Nell. Viper, he needs bloodbath. I'm also not even rocking a Mythic Plus Artisan on him. I'm rocking a budget option, and it gets the job done. I will say though, probably needs a bit of an upgrade, but he's rocking bloodbath and speed. He's also fully decked, and he's got all his dupes as well. He was one of the people I got early on. His role on the team is if the freaking douchebag Rengo lands any crits, we're gonna knock that puppy down by 30%. And it does, he do crit sometimes, at least from my experience. The other thing we want to do is knock his damage down even further, reducing the attack by 40%. And then we want to slow him down. That enables us to get a bit more damage and have those debuffs last a bit longer so that our DPS can do a little bit more damage. That's pretty much it. That's all he's on the team to do. It's to apply these 2 debuffs. And if the guy lands any crits or anybody lands any crits, they're not hitting as hard. That's pretty much it for him. And then he's a different element too, which is nice. And then finally, our Yelli. She is rocking a bloodbath build with momentum and fury edge. This brought us to a 76% crit chance to where now when we ult, we are guaranteed to land all of our crits, right? She's also completely decked as well. We have no dupes on her. And then the shell we are using is actually the one that allows my Yelli to pop off the most. With the latest buff to the Golden Lion, we can now effectively reach max stacks way faster than before. And it's now like pretty much enabling my Yelli to auto attack for like 26 to 34,000. And it's like a ridiculous amount of damage. Not only that, when she ults, she almost hits just as hard as a revelation proc. I'm not gonna lie, because you gotta understand, guys, she's getting a 40% damage boost from this owner's final damage proc. This has become an insane shell for PvE for sure. I haven't tested it in PvP. It probably doesn't. You know, in PvP, things can get shaken a bit, but I don't know, this Bruiser meta, this might be a pretty good option now these days. But for sure, in PvE with the more long-winded fights, this shell is a monster now. But that's my Yelli build. Obviously, her role on the team is quite simple. Just land the freaking hits. That's all it is. And then, God, please allow her to put her defensive shred on the enemy too. So with that said, guys, let's go ahead and show it off. I've already explained all the roles of the team and how it functions. Let's see how it performs, put our money where our mouth is. I'm guessing we'll go 7-1, but there's a possibility, you know, just because we're recording it, we might go 5-3, boys. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and walk y'all through it. So we started off getting silenced on our DPS. That's not good. Sonia purified it instantly. Hopefully we don't get silenced by the next person that attacks. That is a possibility. That's another annoying thing about this fight. These douchebags will silence your team. And so he started off in the dark phase, which is actually bad for us. But as you saw, Snail just advanced my girl right back up to the top, even though she got pushed back by this dude. So that's the beauty of Nail. The other thing is we didn't land our defensive down, right? So we're off to a rough start. But it's okay because Sonia is always going to sustain us for the most time. And then we're just kind of trying to get those stacks going on our little lightning shell on whatever the hell her name is. Fuck, I can't think. Yelli, there we go. That's her name. So as you can see, every time we do 2 hits, that little shell is going to proc and increase not only our damage, but as well as our effect accuracy. Another thing I like, see, this was just bad luck, right? She got clapped. That's unfortunate. But this is the power of Sonia. Sonia, even if somebody dies, as long as nobody else dies, she'll just bring that person back. So like we're healing, we're sustaining, we're chilling. This is what happens when you run into like some RNG problems. Sonia is going to sustain the team, and then she's just going to bring whoever the hell died right back. So look, check this out. This girl is so goated, it's crazy, man. Now, hopefully she doesn't die again. I think we're chilling. Another thing that's broken about Sonia is every time she auto attacks, she advances herself forward. So she's incredibly fast. And then that Fortissimo shell I have on her, auto heal, see? And then auto heal on top of that again. So this is why it's really hard for this guy to like kill my team. Now I will say though, this is one of the like bad luck runs. And you can see that damage is starting to now ramp up on my Yelli. Usually we already have him HP down a lot more quicker, but because we started off no defense down, oh girl unfortunately got clapped. If this guy starts off in the dark element, it's a nightmare because my Yelli's weak against the dark element and he just hits like a truck in that particular element. But pretty much this is the run. All it is, name of the game is she keeps healing. She keeps purifying certain debuffs. She keeps vulnerability. You'll notice that vulnerability buff up here hasn't ran out a single time. It's still up even though all the other buffs ran out. That's the beauty of the nail. Hopefully run defense. Okay, we landed the defense there. Look at that damage. 26, 26, 27. That's the power of that max stacks on that shell that I'm rocking on her. And this shell, look, 29, 29, 27. The thing I like about it is when you're running Revelation, if Revelation isn't procced, your damage is shit. Whereas with this shell, it's just consistent banger damage once it gets ramped up. And this is pretty much the value of this team, guys. Like I said, great. The thing I like about the team the absolute most is the fact that no matter how bad things turn out, the sustain of Sonia plus Nail's consistency and application and advancing forward, it just trumps the bad RNG that the nightmarish RNG that you deal with going against Rengokutsu. It's annoying dealing with this guy's RNG. But luckily, Sonia is such a god tier sustainer that it just doesn't matter. Anyways, we're getting ready to finish here. I think I've yapped you guys' ears off enough. Is she gonna finish? One more shot? One more shot? Excellent, good finisher. And that's pretty much how it works. Now that took me, what was that, 2 minutes and 53 seconds? On average, this team's gonna take about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes long. I'm not gonna have you guys sit through that again. I just wanted to show y'all kind of a gist of how that team works. I'm actually gonna wait for all 8 runs to go by so I can show you guys the proof of the consistency of the run, and then we'll wrap up this video. All right, boys, as promised, we're on the last run here. And look, if we win this, we're going 6-2. If we lose it, we're doing the infamous 5-3. I got unlucky cycle, bro. So please, man, for the love of my video that I'm posting to YouTube, go 6-2. 6-2 is a respectable ratio. You know what I'm saying? I would have preferred. Oh, no. Sonia going for. Ooh, do not run tap my Sonia. Okay, because he's in fire and she's weak to fire. Okay, we're good. I think we're okay. Fingers crossed here. Yeah, we're okay. Anyways, I normally go 7-1. But 6-2 drives the point home. Like I told you guys, if you lose once to Ringo, you can lose 8 times to Ringo. It just depends on the RNG. I think we're good though. I think we're in the clear here. What's bro about to do? Oh my God, bro. He hitting a little hard over there. You see them stacks up here? These are the stacks I'm talking to you about. Each of these stacks gives him a 40% damage increase. So the fight can't go on too long. But I think we're gonna close it out here. Good Fortismo heal. Good heal from her. All right, do we got an ult coming up from old girl? No, we don't. Finish it off with the autos. God damn it, bro. Bro, the cringe of dealing with Yelli. You know, the downside of being a Yelli main is the RNG of her not landing a goddamn shot, bro. Holy brother. All right, looks like we ended up going 6-2, boys. Yep, let's go ahead. Get that shot off. Yep, cinema ult. There it is. There it is. Ooh, boom. Wait, what? Okay, I don't like that. Come on, man. You could show off my freaking stuff at the end. It just took me to the screen and didn't even get to show off my 6-2 run? Come on, man. Brother, what the hell? That's all right. Y'all get the point. We went 6-2 on that run. On average, it'll be anywhere from 8-0, 7-1, 6-2. And if you're freaking super unlucky, it could be 5-3, might even be 4-4, bro. This damn game's RNG. It's a nightmare. But the point is, that's a team with 3 4-stars and 1 5-star. Really solid run. I will tell you this, if you want more consistency, obviously you swap out the nail for Lily. You're going to get 7-1 and 8-0 a lot more times than not. And if you don't have Yelli, I really think Chloros, and here's the thing, a good thing about Chloros is he doesn't interfere with the 4 different elements, right? You got water, you got the grass one, you've got the dark element, and then you got Chloros, right? So if you are a Chloros player, try him in that slot and I think you'll like it. That's an even more free-to-play friendly team, honestly, as opposed to not having a Yelli. That's gonna wrap up this video. I hope I brought you guys some good value. Comment down below if you want to, add your 2 cents in. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. Peace. I'm out.